Okay, I wanted to provide a brief overview of the course. You can find all of the additional emails on Blackboard in the syllabus. This is U.S. Judiciary for the winter session, Criminal Justice 6700, required class for criminal justice students. I'm your professor, Jason Leggett. I've provided a couple of screenshots here of my publications so you can get an idea of what I'm interested in. If you'd like more information about how to get involved in this work, please do let me know. I work a lot with students as well as community organizers. I have done research with folks at John Jay, at the Graduate Center, and at other colleges as well. I've also taught at Barnard in the Columbia system. This is a fully online course, which means that all the work that you do is online. It's organized by week. So each week you have readings and assignments, and there's no meeting time, so you're expected to keep track of your own work and to make sure that you let me know if you're having any problems. I have been asked in the past to provide a handout or a course outline or a study sheet. It's hard to do that in this course because this is not like your earlier courses, the intro courses. In those courses you tend to need to memorize a lot of things, and so a study sheet is usually a list of those things with definitions and theorists and theories. In this course we want you to apply the information that you've gained so far and to build on that and to deepen it and to make it more critical and complicated. This is a process of learning in the system, and so you kind of get deeper and deeper into the issues the higher up you go in education. You're also, in this course, you're expected to be able to access information on your own in addition to the readings that I provided, to conduct independent research, but also to start to interpret the information from your own point of view as well as from multiple points of view. And those are sometimes provided in the readings, and sometimes you have to get that from your classmates in the discussion board, or sometimes you'll have to research that yourself. But this is one of the expectations of this course that we're required to do, is to get you to see multiple points of view as it relates to criminal justice theories and policies. And we want to be able to apply this information to your learning throughout the semester. So you're going to need to describe and use social science theories. You're going to have to analyze human behavior, as well as social and political institutions, including the U.S. judiciary, as well as build on some of the learning from your previous classes when it comes to how laws are made, how they're adopted, how they're followed, how they're not followed, and how they change over time. So, for example, you'll need to access the readings as well as spend time conducting your own research to collect and either read, watch, or listen to those materials, and examine important concepts in our discipline. You will then need to interpret these resources, both from your standpoint and from other points of view, in order to apply criminal justice theories, concepts, and vocabulary for critical analysis. If you're wondering where we get these learning outcomes, we get them from the Academy of Criminal Justice Sciences, so ACJS if you wanted to look that up. And we're also a part of the Justice Academy, and so we use John Jay learning outcomes in addition to any course level learning outcomes, but in this case I've just kind of kept the John Jay and the Criminal Justice Sciences outcomes. But I wanted to break it down for you so that if you wanted to make your own study guide, what you would do is, here are the major concepts that we're covering and what you'd need to be able to understand, and then I've put little kind of pieces of those concepts that you could either do research on your own to try to help make more sense of it. If we talk and you have questions for me, this helps me see, okay, what do you understand? Which are you still struggling with? Are you able to make the concepts work together? And also, you'll be looking for these things in your readings and any other materials I send to you. You'll find this information in the folder called syllabus and resources. You only have one in this class. And resources, and it'll be one of the something you could copy and paste and put it in a Word document if you wanted, or you could print it out and handwrite it if people still do that. Oftentimes students want to know grading, so I'll do that up front. I've given you a points system here for the reading annotations. There are 5 readings, 4 academic readings, and then 1 syllabus. You're going to go through and make an annotation, and there are instructions that follow that will help you think more deeply about the readings, to ask each other questions, to answer questions with each other, and also to show me that you're understanding the material, or what you find interesting or problematic or you don't like. This is a good way of interacting. You'll also have discussion board posts. Each of those is worth up to 10 points, and you will need to comment on 2 other students' posts, plus follow the instructions to get full credit for that. And then the assignments and quizzes are on a pass-fail system. You either completed it or you didn't. Each of those are worth 10, and there are 3 of those for 30 points. So one thing to think about is if you want to get an A+ in this class, you'll need to do extra credit, and there's an extra credit board already available on the discussion board. You can propose something to me, or I'll send things out over email to give you options that might be interesting to you. These will never be summaries. They will always be looking for information that is coming from your brain, and not just something you're copying and pasting from somebody else. If you get somewhere between 120 and 129, you'll get an A- to an A. So for example, if you get 121, that would be an A-. B- would be 100 to 105. C- would be 75 to about 80. A D would be 65 to 75. An F would be below 65. And a WU is if you miss course assignments for more than 2 weeks. The readings you need to annotate the readings. So what you'll do is you'll go into Blackboard, into the readings folder, and you'll open up the reading, and what you'll see is like this. It will pop up, and on the right hand side are where you select your annotations. You highlight the text, a box will come up saying highlight or annotate. You want to annotate, and what you'll do is you'll use these codes over here, QICSARL, or if you have a new code you want to introduce, just let me know. There's a video showing you how to use the annotation feature, and basically you'll just be telling me if you have a question about the reading, something you found interesting, something that's confusing, maybe something surprised you or made you angry. If you think there's a research option here, like that this would be helpful for other students, go ahead and share that information. And if you love something, you can put an L there. And basically you then need to respond to each other, at least 2 other people. So I just pulled out some examples here from another class. So they highlight the text, as you see it's all yellow, and then it shows up on the right hand side, and your specific comment about that text is right there. I will also comment to you in this box, and so you want to make sure you're reading that as well, because that helps you understand if you need to make some progress. There are also 6 discussion board posts plus an extra credit board, and these are pretty straightforward. You will get your points based on following instructions and responding to 2 other students. Going back to the annotations, I forgot just to mention that you get a point for each of your annotations. So you need to do 8 to get 8 points, and then you need to comment on 2 other students' annotations to get you to 10. You'll also have assignments and quizzes, including the first week. You have a pre-test, a mid-test, and a post-test. This shows me how you're making sense of the material, how you're able to apply it, and so it shows me that you grow over time. You start at pre-test, then you go to the mid, and then you go to the post, and I can see how you're making progress. I do use this information to improve student learning, to improve the tests, and to improve the assignments as well as the readings. And so if you give me your consent, then I can use this in ongoing research. Your names are never used, and your information is never used. It's really just a way of making sure that I'm keeping everything up to date for students, especially when they don't like something. It helps me figure out how to make the changes. And so that's ongoing research that I do. In the course schedule, you'll see this video as well as the instructions for what you need to do in the first week, which is read the syllabus and annotate it 8 times, as well as comment on 2 other students. Introduce yourself in the discussion board, including a issue you'd like to see judges fix. It'd be great if you can include a hyperlink to a video or a website or a piece of news, or if you see something on social media and you want to post that in here, but so that people can have a better idea of what issue you're focusing on that you think should be fixed by judges. And then so you should be able to describe the purpose of the course, as well as how it's graded, review the learning outcomes, as well as be able to kind of figure out what you need to do in order to get to the place that you'd like to be and take the pretest. And then just to give you a sneak peek, here's set week 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 leading up to the final test, and these are broken down in the syllabus as well, and you'll just work on these one at a time. So this is what I did this time was just put all the readings in one folder. Some of you like to get ahead, so by all means do that, and then put everything else is in the discussion board or in the test folder, so you can kind of work at your own pace. I do have suggested deadlines for the discussion boards, and the readings are also in the syllabus, right? So you should do them at the same time as the discussion boards, because several of them are related. But if you do get behind, it's okay to catch up. The only thing I can't, I need the post-test, right, the final test, will have to close. There won't be, you can't do that one late. I probably will close the first one, but if you need me to reopen it, I can reopen it within reason. So, if it's a week late, okay, that's fine. If it's 3 or 4 weeks late, now that's way too late, right? You're not going to be able to get the other work done. So this has just been a brief overview to get you started. Please do let me know if you have any additional questions. Thank you very much. Enjoy the winter session.